I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're job. They love to go out. Good job.
You're on. You're on there. Yeah, well, you just gotta be. I guess I can do right.
Yeah, it was good. Oh, of course. Yeah.
I can be shaking so much.
Well, I don't really shut up. No, so it doesn't matter, I guess. You never know what's gonna help.
Oh, yeah.
It's time. It's, yeah, you know, I don't know. Yeah. You know, those used to come in watch. Oh, it's just.
Nothing, that's not cool, it's just safe. I think we can talk to that. Yeah. Okay. But if you have nothing to hold on, so.
It's so far, you haven't started. That's a while.
Yeah. I gotta go to the stuff that I'm involved in. No, I hadn't. We did talk about it. And there was, I see that I will say signs on so.
Yeah.
QR codes.
Yeah.
How do you think the QR codes?
Oh, yeah, I know. Right.
That was a good concept.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, we're not talking about it.
No, I would, that's.
I do, yeah, I have been putting flyers around
Yeah, just like.
the libraries and the markets, trying to make it so I catch as many people as possible.
Yeah, they said, they commented about it. I just asked them. I don't know if anybody took it.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'll call me to order. Rise to flag. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Garrett, your turn to open this up tonight.
Thank you.
That's correct. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day. Thank you for bringing us here safely. I do pray that you would be with the Shoemaker family here in Blair, lost a loved one. Pray that you would comfort their hearts. You would give them the peace that passes all understanding. I do pray that you would be with the people of Antrim County, be with our deputies, first responders, that you would keep them safe as we see the upcoming snows approaching, that you would be with our road commission and safety. Thank you for this time of year. We can give thanks to you for all things, for many good gifts that you've given us. I do pray that you be with Jeremy and Janet and team as they work on constructing a jail. Pray that you would open doors for them as they get roadblocks and get difficulties, that you would show them the way forward. Pray that you would bless everyone who travels for Thanksgiving. Pray that you would help us not to be anxious about anything and everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, to present our requests unto you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thanks, Jeff. Roll call. Vicky.
Commissioner Ruby,
Here.
Commissioner Howard,
Here.
Commissioner Van Alstine,
Here.
Commissioner Scola,
Here.
Commissioner Heffer.
Here. Thank you. Public comment. Yes, John.
You think so? Okay. Well, as I mentioned before, it looked like the Three Amigos got their way. Went from 40 million to 18 million. You know, that flyer over there that you have there doesn't talk about the 8.5 million you have somewhere laying around. And so that brings it up to around $26 million. And also, this building here is the way it was, the architectural or the designer missed a few things. I worked in the construction business for over almost 50 years. My nephew is one of the top bricklayers in the state. I worked on a home that was being designed by Leah Copa's designer when they were building his home down in Oakland County. And this building is not pretty. Hopefully you'll let the people, this county, decide what your choice is for a building to be presented to them. Right here on the stairwell, that gray garbage that was put up there is already oxidizing. You go out there, right in the middle, from the ground up, the finish is being oxidized. The corners are warped. So someone, made a big mistake there, because I heard it was, if they spend another $1 million, they could have a brick building that might have lasted as long as that 100-year-old building over there. But this garbage is only 2 or 3 years old and is already showing signs of wear. Hopefully that mistake isn't made on this new building, and that you get a better designer with better color matches, because it doesn't complement anything around it. This is not a really pretty building that you ended up with. And if you're gonna be building this 2-year prison over here, 56 beds, that seems a little outrageous. No court cases have been publicized in the Antrim Review for the whole year. So we don't know what's going on in the courts, how many people are being incarcerated, and for how long. Or are we gonna go into business of bringing in people from out of our community, our county, to compensate for the space of 56 beds? I wait to see what they come up with the architectural design, and also the way it'll look on the outside, because this one is not pretty. And I've been around a lot of pretty construction buildings, $1 million buildings. And I don't know what it costs to do this, but Spence left the property, and Spence Brothers were nominated as one of the top contractors in Traverse City. So I don't know why Spence got removed from here. They worked in the winter time and they got this brick work done really well. So the next contractors, I think, before any decisions made by all the geniuses that were involved, the people should have an input too, because we want something that's going to not be atrocious. In downtown Bel Air, right, this huge building supposedly. In downtown Traverse City, they're building a 4-story building downtown in the parking lot. 4 stories, it has commercial on the bottom, and it has residential on top, $20 million. Okay,
Thank
so someone's maybe getting the
Thank
pocket
you.
broke a little bit.
Thank you, John.
Yeah,
Well,
beautiful building.
let's,
Great, good evening. I just came because we are in the midst of our Parks and Rec survey for our upcoming revamp of the 2026 to 2030 Parks and Rec plan. So I just wanted to remind you guys, I know you all know, but as well as public that is watching, that we have the survey out. We want as many people to fill it out as possible to help guide us and make decisions for what our Parks and Rec department looks like going forward. So I have some little QR code flyers here. If anybody would like one, I can leave them over here. But I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of it. And I've been hitting up as many local meetings, township and village meetings as I can. I can't make all of them because they overlap, but I'm doing what I can. I know I haven't been to Elk Rapids yet. I'm gonna go to the one that's the beginning of next month. And the survey's open until December 16th. All right, does anybody have any questions for me?
no, just to, if you could make sure to, you're Lindsay Eccles.
Oh, I'm Lindsay Eccles. I'm the Antrim County Parks Director.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
And there is links for people at home on the county's Facebook page as well as the county parks Facebook page and on the website. So if you need to link, we can link right over to the survey from there. All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
You know Laura, that's strong.
Anyone else?
I know she's a son.
Okay, moving on.
Good friends.
Can I get a motion to approve the agenda, please?
So move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Move the second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Minutes, November 6th, any corrections? Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make one.
Thank you.
I'll support.
Those supported, all those in favor, please say aye.
Yeah.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Lydia, your liaison reports?
I have, one. They had, Commission on Aging, on Tuesday. And they, they're working on a new program of Project Fresh that kind of fell by the wayside. Because the people that were doing it quit doing it, and they're working on getting that back up and going. They did get the new BC Pizza
program together, and it's been a huge hit in Bel Air and East Jordan. They've been way more than what they expected, so people are buying the coupons and wanting to do them. And they have they're working with a new vendor to take care of, like, over by Elmira and that area for the snowplow program, which we always had problems getting somebody to do that over there. That was all I have on that.
Thanks.
It's been a long time since we've had one.
Yeah.
Good.
Jared.
North Country Mental Health at their meeting today, and Micah and Steiner and were there.
Yep.
And invited everybody to the Christmas party. And they had a client there, talked about his experience at GTI, and we had some discussion about it. And I just keep pushing on the board to leave a little less bureaucracy for those folks and make it easier for GTI to serve them.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Right.
I was at the road commission meeting on Tuesday, and Bert Thompson told me that there's a county owned generator. It's a stationary generator. I believe it was the generator used for the 911 slash sheriff's department back in the day. I believe it's about 20 years old, and it's in storage in one of their storage barns. So he was wondering, because it's been there for a while, if there's any townships that might be interested in something like that for their township hall, something like that, that would be great. I talked to Matthew Adamek yesterday, and he said that Elk Rapids was interested at some point, and then they changed their mind. Star Township was the same way. They were interested and they changed their mind. I talked to the Star Township supervisor, and he said that they went with a diesel generator because it actually operates the fire department as well as the township hall, and this generator would not do that. So if there's anybody, or if anybody thinks any townships would be interested, let me or Bert know. If not, Bert said that he's just gonna probably auction it. So, thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Do we have some policy on that, Jeremy? That's a good question. I mean, when the county has some excess items that maybe another governmental organization could use, how do we handle it?
We've done, this board has given it to, on occasion has given it to another governmental unit, but our official policy is when we're done with something, we auction it off. This was given to the road commission. The road commission was going to give it back, and we were gonna use it for sheriff admin office. But rather than spend several $1,000s in getting that cleaned up and hooked up, given that we're moving ahead with the public safety center, it didn't make sense for us to take it.
Thank you. Old business, Jeremy, the discussion, public safety center update.
Just that we've been meeting with Plant Moran. We've had a few meetings so far. I've got a meeting scheduled next week with both architect that we've been talking with and Plant Moran, presuming that the board does want to move ahead with Evan Marsh tonight. They have already assisted us looking at the contract with Evan Marsh. Everybody felt like it would be a good idea to bring the architect on sooner rather than later, so that what Plant Moran is developing gets applied right away and right off the bat, and everybody knows what everybody's talking about. Other than that, nothing. Just want to make sure it's there, given that it's a massive project. Want to make sure this board feels updated.
Thank you. Question. Claims and accounts. Can I get a motion to approve claims and accounts the amount of $181,335.10.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, and I'll second. the motion. Any questions on the bills?
I have just a question on number 32.
Yeah, that was for, Jason had that earlier, that's for MCT installs. We did a refresh on MCTs for the deputies cars. Um, Bill Drollinger is very good at electrical installs, and he did it at significantly less than what was quoted from Antrim.
Great, thank you.
Number 15, Grand Traverse County for 17,000.
That one, that was our normal. I think that was our normal payment to Grand Traverse County plus the clean sweep grant. Excuse me, the clean sweep grant, which flows through Grand Traverse County, which is getting rid of all those chemicals.
Good. Well, hold for a second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Avon Device Services Agreement, Jeremy just mentioned this a second ago, with the promotion authorized the chair to sign the standardized AI agreement with Avon Device for the architectural and engineering services for Public Safety Center, and authorize the finance director to make the appropriate budget investments.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support. Thank you. So you moved and seconded, questions, Jeremy? Yes, Jess.
It talks on page 6 about, vacating a portion of right of way, Grove Street. Where is that at?
That is between
No, I understand where it's at.
Right.
Sorry, it's the
oh,
process.
where are we on the bus? Yeah.
It's right over here.
It's, good timing on that because we actually made a lot of progress with that today so far. It is a long process, but the village resolution stands, which was a big first step. At this point, we've got the ball rolling to do the friendly lawsuit. So anybody within 300 feet of that road will be notified of a lawsuit that we are vacating the road. Because this has to go through circuit court. We have just today been tweaking the letters that we're going to send out before everybody gets the alert that they're being sued, to let them know why you're going to see this, why deputies are going to show up at your door handing you a lawsuit paperwork, trying to give them as much details as possible. We'll post that and put it out there. The county surveyor's working on the survey and the legal description, but we're progressing. It will, making sure that every single one of those people gets the lawsuit paperwork is absolutely critical, and this also tends to be some of the most time consuming because some people live here, some people don't. Some people have an address in Florida, so there's, I want to say, around 30 that we have to notify, but thankfully I think we have the resources in place to get that done.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was curious about, is if the resolution from before was still gonna be valid or not, so.
Yeah, it didn't have a timeline. It just said public safety. I mean, the stipulations were a public safety center and that funding mechanism was established.
Okay, thanks. Anything else? Yes,
Sorry, that's a question. My question number, or on page number 5, excuse me. Construction manager at Nome, I believe we're probably gonna be making a decision. And
Yeah, we're actually gonna pull that out. That was one of the notes that, because that was just somebody we had talked with, but that will get pulled out of this contract before it gets.
Okay.
Moving support, all those in favor, please say aye. No one opposed. You're moving on, TARP memorandum of understanding with the motion to authorize the chair to sign memorandum of understanding with the Traverse Area Recreation Transportation Trails for winter storage at the building located at 12190 Barnes Park Road.
I'll make that motion.
You,
I'll support.
supported, Jeremy, could you just summarize for all of us, please?
Yeah, earlier this year, last year, Tart Trails purchased that building right on the corner of 88 Barnes Park Road. This is actually the first time I think Tart Trails ever owned property. And they're kind of in the middle of not sure what they're going to do with it. In the meantime, when we were just talking about with them, it came up that, hey, you've got some large garage bay doors there. Might be nice to have a little bit of storage. Milton Township has been extremely gracious in giving us storage for years for our boats, but we haven't had a solid place to store our emergency trailer. And this year, Milton Township has a chassis that they also have to store over the winter. So that takes away some space for at least one of our boats in their storage. So all in all, the Tart has been very gracious and said, you know what, we can let you utilize this space over the winter to store some critical pieces.
Thank you. Move as part of the other question. All of the say aye. No opposed. Non submitted by Jeremy, agenda item Mansalona, DDA opt-out. Vicky, resolution number 23. Thank you.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Thank you. And this is a motion of a resolution to exempt Antrim County tax levy from capture by the Village of Mansalona Downtown Development Authority with respect to land being added to the district. Move to supported questions. Cheers.
Am I looking at this right? Is this basically the Dura place being added?
It is. It's the Dura and the park behind. Well, park.
Any other questions? Okay, this resolution, so Vicky, go ahead, roll call, vote, please.
Commissioner Scola,
Yes.
Commissioner Van Alstine,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Ruby,
Yes.
Commissioner Nepper.
Yes. Thank you. Motion passes.
Excellent.
We got fund balance policy. Jeremy, as well as Sierra Haynes, our finance director, has attached an amended finance or fund balance policy. Looking for a motion to approve the amended fund balance.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. I'll second. Thank you. Moving second. Questions?
So this isn't the first time we've done this since I've been on board, has it?
No, this
We've
is
done this before.
a policy that already exists.
Yeah.
This is clarifications, working with Sherry Condon, our treasurer, working with our new finance director. As we move forward to try to establish following this policy, which has, even though it was passed a few years ago, we haven't really pushed into it. I felt that we really needed to as we're moving forward with the new finance director. The board still wants that, of course, but we need a clarification. You know, the first go around, that's the way policies go. You put something in place that seems to make sense, and then you come back to it 2 years later, and you're not exactly sure what the intent was. So a lot of this is just clarification, so that and you'll see in the next action a form that we went ahead and developed that. So hey, we all end up schmucked by a truck, as some people say around here. There's a solid policy and a solid action document that will guide whoever comes next. That way we're not left confused.
Question, Chairs?
Yeah. Page 39, maintaining fund balance range, number 4. If the general fund balance drops below 6 months of disbursements, cut services and or increase operating millage. Our operating millage is already as high as it's allowed to be.
Yeah, you would have to put something else out there. It would have to be something additional added and voted on. The point being that if we're at the 6 months at the beginning of the year, we're in a desperate situation and drastic things have to happen. Either at 6 months, we will not make it to the point of the budget, in which case we will have to make some drastic cuts. And if drastic cuts are not enough, then something else has to happen. That's all it's identifying. And again, that's just guidance for the finance director. The finance director ultimately comes up with, an action plan, a recommended action plan, and then brings it to the board. This isn't you saying, do that. This is you saying, this is the guidance for the finance director. If this were to happen, we expect you to come back with a plan on how to figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, my comment is. When you're talking drastic reductions in revenue, et cetera, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is a recession. And we have a recession. Folks could be laid off from work. People are gonna be having trouble making their payments on their mortgages. That is not the time to be even thinking about asking for a tax increase, in my opinion, so.
I completely understand. I do want to reiterate this, well, when this was originally written, we were coming off a time where we had cut the millage to below what the maximum was. So that was, at least at the time, a more appropriate statement, and would be appropriate too if in the future the board were to have that.
This policy is just to help them, to try to avoid that. So it's just the steps they want them to take and what they're allowed to do. So I mean, that's, like Jeremy said, that's a drastic one. Hopefully, we'll never get to that point. So, if
we do
you
it-
have
if
to
we
have,
do, it's gonna be some
we have
long
to have,
days.
we have to have it in a policy, so.
Yeah. Okay, Jared. Did I have, do I have a motion?
You have a motion in a second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Jeremy mentioned this as fund balance transfer authorization. Look for a motion to authorize finance director to move funds from the general fund balance per the fund balance policy each year as calculated post audit to make necessary budget amendments.
I'll make the motion.
So, thank you. Move to second questions. Chris.
So. We're moving $500,000 to the public safety. For all intents and purposes, that's what it is.
Yes,
And this is the first time that we moved money, correct?
it is, even though we've had the policy for 2 years, it just wasn't. It wasn't upheld, it was a finance director policy, we're finding some gaps and fixing those right now. By approving the policy, we can move ahead with it, but given it's the first time, I just wanted you to see clearly what it is that we were doing and what we would do again in the future.
And then, I know when we did budget, we talked about paying a little extra on our unfunded liabilities.
That's exactly the kind of thing that this would go towards. If we do have debt, if and when we do bond, that's exactly the kind of thing that we would put this towards, so that that when the day comes that we do the call out, that we're ready to pay that down.
And for like our MERS, our percentage that were funded. We're still doing that, correct?
Yeah, that is in the budget.
The extra $400,000.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Move second, all in favor, please say aye.
Yes.
Anyone opposed? County administrators reports, questions for Jeremy? Jeremy, Jeremy, I see Elk Rapids DDA agreement is being reviewed or was reviewed by, what's that?
Legal, so that's the, I've spoke to some individually, that has come back from legal right now. The DDA has it in their hands. They're taking a look at it. We expect to bring that to the December board.
Okay, thank you. Questions?
Yep.
Yeah.
I say, number 2. Grand Traverse Mobile. They're there now, or how's that going?
Okay, there are so many people in play in this. Doing our best. Our new 911 deputy director is doing great, considering how much he kind of thrown at them all at once. We're sorting through this. Like I said, we've taken over more, but just about everything's in place. Grand Traverse Mobile hasn't scheduled finishing up the building quite yet, but we still can move ahead with everything else because it's established well enough. And We definitely gotta get the FCC approval. That's critical right now. We're filling out paperwork, which is way more complicated than we thought, but that's why we're calling about 10 different vendors that have been involved in this to make sure we get that filled up correctly and then submit it so that we can get that and run it at full power, at full height, and get Central Lake on board for the next few years until the phase 2 can be installed.
And then number 3, the consolidated courts. Sounds like we had a good bill in the House.
Yep.
And I see we have max support, so that's always great.
Yep. Yeah, we have scale support, Supreme Court Administrator's Office, we have, everybody's supportive. Scale did have some minor changes. We were, originally the bill was gonna be 99th District Court, which we were excited about, because it just was a fun number, but, they decided 86A was more appropriate, and that is precedent, when they've split up courts like this in the past, is to do letters instead of new numbers. But yes, we've got a meeting tomorrow with Roth to just talk about timing as far as getting this approved in the House, and then what it's going to take to get the Senate to pick it up, which might be a bit of an uphill battle, but we'll keep at it.
Okay. Chairman's report. I guess I'm just gonna talk out loud here for a second, gentlemen, is a couple weeks ago, we had a meeting and I left. And I felt like, well, there's something I can do better. There was some no votes on topics. And I left not knowing why, and which led me to start saying, well, maybe I missed something. And there wasn't any discussion about it. And Jason, if I can pick on Jason, I brought up the issue about having one meeting a month. We've had discussions about it. Jason has pointed out things to me that I certainly didn't think about. It has brought me full circle on whether one meeting a month is good or not. So I guess the point is, and obviously nobody has to do anything. My point is, I think it's helpful for me to understand why people might be opposed to something, so that I'm not. I would hope I would learn from all you guys, and I think that I believe I'm not speaking for Jeremy, but I believe that it's got to be helpful for administration to know where the board is at on various topics, whether we agree or disagree on them. And the same thing goes for, other staff and other departments. So, that's all I got to say. And, the, other thing is obviously, says happy Thanksgiving to everybody, all your families, safe travels, if anybody is traveling. Public hearings today and anybody watching on Sunday. Various, matters, anything else, Jason? Right, yeah.
One thing, yesterday I received a phone call from a citizen and, a deputy, one of our deputies, saved the life of a young 31-year-old girl. I understand that, I think she lost her parents, and, took some pills, I don't know, kind of pills or whatever, but the deputy showed up, administered Narcan. I told it was more than one can, and saved her life, literally saved her life yesterday. EMS was called and they brought her to the hospital. So I just think our deputies do an amazing job. I really do. And this is something I think everybody needs to know. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep, cheers. Happy Thanksgiving. And last public comment tonight. John.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of you too. And Terry parked his car right in front of that part of that stairwell that's all oxidizing right now, in case anybody wants to take a look at that garbage that's on him. But we made a pledge to the American flag, or the flag of the United States of America. That is a republic. In 1933, our country went into bankruptcy and we're still in it. You talk about administrations and agencies. You were an administrator for probation. That's all part of the bankruptcy of 1933. You go to famguardian.org, famguardian.org. You can read the whole story about why our country's in bankruptcy right now. So we're in a corporation, United States Corporation. And that was in 1871, the Act of 1871 is when that was put into place. And then the Rothschilds bankrupted our country, or they bailed us out. And then Roosevelt formed agencies. And then these agencies all went rogue. And he formed the Federal Register, which I brought up before. Laura Ingram's brought up the Federal Register. Also the Administrative Procedure Act. You were an administrator. So my point here is that you have to go through the Federal Register to get authority to do anything. If you're an agency or connected to any agency. And being that you two gentlemen are on the health board, and health board has an umbrella of, they're under the umbrella of the state health agency, which is under NIH, CDC, and Health and Human Services. And unless they publish in the Federal Register their intentions, they do not have any right to give children shots over here. These shots that are causing many difficulties in these children. And Terry's going to a Christmas party. He has with a bunch of children that are affected with Down syndrome. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about autism, learning disabilities. These are toxic shots. I've sent a lot of information to most of you on email about all the research that's been done on that. And so if you two are at the health department, or if we're paying for the health department to be here, then I don't like that, because they're giving shots to children that don't need them. And Karen Kowalski, a county nurse, in a school board meeting in the 90s, told me that it was a mandate. And mandates have to go through the Federal Register, and none of this is being taken, none of this is happening. So why, what are you two gentlemen doing about telling these people not to give shots to these children? They come in because they can't afford the shots, and then they end up having all these issues. My sister has a website, childhoodshots.com. She's been researching shots for over 45 years, and they're toxic. The same with all of these shots, that the COVID shots, they're all full of benzene, cancer viruses, and I also sent you an email today about all of this, the so-called blood clots that all these funeral people are finding, and all these people that have these shots. So I don't think that our county should be involved with shots to children. Just check all the children that have, check with the parents that have children with autism, see how they like it.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Anyone else? All right, again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
We're good. Thanks. And where do all the taxes go from the lakes? There's a lot of money there.